All right, welcome back, solo miners. Recently, as I've been going through my solo mining journey for the past couple months, I started with a Bitaxe gammas. I started with like 10 or 11 Bitaxe gammas at a time. I had two Nano 3s, two Nano 3Ss, and two Nerd QX Pluses, and I was getting about like 51 terahashes. And as I've went through my journey, and especially since I started building or messing around with the poor man's Avalon Q and the Loki builds, I've really come to the realization that the Bitaxe gammas are like the worst miners you can buy. And let me explain to you why. First of all, I'm all for open source, and I know Bitaxe gammas, like, they preach open source in a sense, and that's the reason why I started solo mining in the first place, because I love the concept of open source, and that's number one. But in my journey, I had these 13 or 14 devices, and with the Bitaxe gammas especially, regardless of the gamma I got, I would overclock these to like 1.8. I'd do all these mods. So you're spending like $50 to $60 on these mods, and then for each gamma to make sure that the cooling's adequate, and you push it to like 1.8 terahashes, you get it all tuned, and then literally like a couple days later, the settings would just reset to like 500 frequency and 1150 voltage, which I believe is like the stock voltage. Like everything would reset, and like I would have to constantly babysit these gammas. I'm like, okay, it must be a bad firmware. This must be a bad like config on Hashwatcher, because like I don't see anyone else complain about this. But consistently, regardless of the version I would upgrade to, I just kept having these issues. I'm like, okay, this is just how it is. We have the Avalon Nanos, and these are rock solid. These are like probably the best out of the home miners, because they're really what you want to achieve. In my goal, or like what I thought would happen, would be like a set and forget. You tune these, you do all the great stuff hardware wise, and in the software you can kind of just forget about it, because you just went through all this testing, you modified this, you can just forget about it. And they did a really good job. Recently I had the Nano 3S die on me because USB-C melted, and it was out of warranty, so that sucked. I had these two Nano 3Ss here, right here. I recently got those from eBay for about 90 bucks for both of them, and I ended up reading that they both had a warranty, so I sent them to Avalon Repair, and it took about 2.5 months, although I shouldn't be complaining because it was under warranty. They repaired it for free, and I just got these back, but I plan on selling them back out just because after all this, actually before I get into this, so the Nerd QX Pluses, absolute worst miners that I've ever had, just because with the Nerd QX Pluses, these were the only miners I bought new. I bought them for about like $330, and that was still cheap because I used some coupon to obtain them. Everyone was talking about them. They're the 6 terahash revision, and right out of the gate, day one, they went to 6.1 terahashes, but it would run at 100% fan speed. I'm like, okay, that's odd. Maybe it's like a firmware thing. Upgrade the firmware. Now it won't run to 6.1 terahashes. It only runs to 4.8 terahashes. Great. So I've always had issues with that. Same thing where it would run at 6.1 terahashes, but everything would be good. The temperatures would be good, and it would dump down to like 3.5 terahash. So it was like constant babysitting involved with these gammas. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is just the way it is. And so again, that was like about 46 terahashes to 50 terahashes. And then comes in the poor man's Avalon Q. As I started messing with the poor man's Avalon Q, the Loki builds, I started to realize like I could go do other things and not have to babysit this. Like I set it up once, and not only do I have, because I have so many miners currently running, I had these on like a automatic, right up here, a Wi-Fi controlled power strip. So for me here where I live, there is a peak hours and off peak hours. So since this is like 700 watts, I have it not running for a 4-hour time period, but I have that set up through the app where it just like automatically shuts off, because it's the most expensive period of time to run any miners. So only this one shuts off and then turns on by itself at like 9 p.m. when electricity gets like dirt cheap for me. But anyways, I can do that, and I don't have to I haven't touched this, logged into the console in like 3 weeks, and it's still running at the terahashes I originally thought it should be running at. Can't say the same for the Bitaxe Gammas or the Avalon Nano 3s. With my other Nano 3S, that apparently just stopped running at high mode. It only runs at medium, don't know why, but it's like, because of that, I've decided to sell. I'm going to keep the Bitaxe Gammas regardless of how much I just complained about them, but the Nano 3Ss and Nano 3s, they got to go. And what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to shift to more low-key builds. So for like context, if we think about this, like these are the most expensive miners to have per terahash. Like, to demonstrate this, I am going to sell these, right? So the Nano 3Ss, I have 4 Nano 3Ss. They'll go for about $200 each. And then the Nano 3s go for about $100 now. So I'll get $1,000 back. I just recently bought a Antminer S21. My original one that I used to build this, I bought for $850. Sold the other 2 boards off, kept one, and that pretty much paid for itself. And then the most recent one I bought for $650 because I had an issue with the control board. Well, that's great. I can replace the control board, and we got to flash it anyways. And so I'll sell this for $1,000, and I'll still have money back, even though I bought another S21, which I plan to use for more Avalon builds, or this new build that I have that I'm going to do, which is another single board S21. But apparently there's a scientific method with this one, because this isn't fully built out. This is just the base of it. But this gets really skinny here for the control, or the hash board. And then it has 2 or 4 fans, but it has like 2 fat exhausts on both sides. So there's a scientific method where you have larger space of air coming in through a smaller airspace, and then it speeds up when it comes out. So potentially this might be better than the poor man's Avalon Q, but that's to be seen, to be tested. This is a Nakamoto mining case. Really hard to find for me personally. I've been looking for this one for a while, but I was finally able to find the files, and so I'll share that too. That's coming soon. But yeah, so even with building that, and I'll have 3 hash boards, potentially sell one, I'll still come out ahead by just selling these. And one of those single board hash board miners does 40 terahashes. And what this total right here is, that does 4, 8, that does 6 times 4 is, quick math, 6, 12, 18, 24, 24 plus 8, 32. So 32 terahashes for about $1,000, or 40 terahashes for a third of $850. My current build would be a third of $650, right? So like, these were a good gateway to start, but once you start like getting more than 4 Bitaxe Gammas and wanting more, I recommend you don't buy any more of those home miners, and you pivot to one of these low-key miners, or get yourself a 3D printer and print yourself a poor man's Avalon Q. Also have them on my website, shameless plug. But just because they're cheaper and more efficient than Gammas, there's another issue that's more people like have been aware of, but they just recently started looking at it, is like, these home miners are really lying to you on their efficiency. So if you take one of these and you plug them into a like Wi-Fi powered outlet like I have, and it shows you the wattage, you'd be surprised if it's like 10 or 15 more watts than what it advertises, which like isn't bad in the grand scheme of things. But if you're already doing like 30 joules per terahash on a Nano 3, and you plug it in, and you're actually doing like 34 joules for a terahash, well, at that point you can buy like a S19 XP or like S19K Pro, and you'd be doing better per terahash, and that's only like $300. or you'd be like doing like 23 joules per terahash. So it's just like, you know, once you really start looking at those things, you're like, dang, maybe these aren't really the best as what they, you know, once were thought to be. So yeah, so I'm gonna be shifting more to poor man Avalon Q builds. They're cheaper, more efficient, easier to manage. I like modding these better just because there's so much more data to go off of. Pivoting away from that, so I haven't made a video of my solo mining operation in a while. So I am mining with Parasite Pool, as shown in my previous videos. It's kind of like a safer version of solo mining. And I am doing about, I think like 12 terahashes on that. I'm using all my scrap miners, Nano 3s, and my Bitaxe Gammas for that. I have 2 Bitaxe Gammas doing like 2 terahashes as a lottery ticket, doing a solo node for on BTCX, which is, you know, your own Bitcoin node. And then the rest of it is still going to Bitcoin Cash, which I don't remember the exact terahashes, but we have at least 45. And so with this, the mining setup I have right now, I've yet to still hit a block, which is unfortunate, but you know, for the love of the game, we'll continue. So as soon as Bitcoin Cash hits, I'll probably flip where I put 2 or 3 Bitaxe Gammas onto Bitcoin Cash and then the rest onto Parasite Pool. Some people don't like that, you know, you only hit 1 Bitcoin, but the odds are so extremely low as it is. Might as well earn some money while you mine some and get some Bitcoin. Anyways, so with that, the couple projects I'm gonna have going on with the channel, as you saw, I'm gonna have this this new miner that we're gonna do. Besides that, for the Bitaxe Gammas, the reason why I'll be keeping the Bitaxe Gammas is since I really, you know, I've proven that, or through my experience, that they suck. In a sense, I really don't have any. I'm just gonna push them to the max as much as they can go. So one of the things that really interested me, there's this project that someone else did. It's called Immersion, where he pretty much found a way for liquid cooling using some custom parts. I've seen some other people use the Raspberry Pi liquid cooling, but the problem with that is like your cost per Bitaxe Gamma is like $130. Well, if you use a GPU cooler, like a cheap Chinese $35 GPU cooler, and you use that as a pump and use that as a liquid, you could probably reduce your cost to like about $100. I'm still trying to figure the math out, but like $120 using a couple other parts to pump it through like 4 or 5 gammas. So that might be worth doing. So I'm gonna definitely do that. I'm still researching the parts and seeing what I wanna do and how long the shipping is gonna cost or take to get here. So that's another video. Then we have, I've been also waiting, this will take a while, but I wanna run these off solar just because of if we can underclock these and run them off solar and they're running for free in a sense, that may be worth doing. The problem with that is you cannot buy solar panels from retail cost and hope to break even. I usually like to get my break even period around 1 year. So I'm currently hunting on Facebook Marketplace to see if there's any solar panels I can pick up for free or low cost. So that's still going on. But yeah, I just want to give you a short update of my current mining operation. 0 blocks found across Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin. I've yet to receive my first Parasite Pool payout since I created that last video. Lucky me, that last video that was created, that was the last time it's received they found a block. But anyways, I really just want to give you my experience of, you know, where my head's at and why you'll see less of these miners, these individual miners, and we'll be shifting more to these industrial reused miners, just because the prices of these are dropping now, where it just kind of makes sense to pivot to these. But yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Please subscribe, please like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.